and we're back. Hello and welcome to the Hypertrophy Odyssey chapter 60. It is Monday, aka the Vulcan Raven workout. That's right. And also you may be wondering, oh, that's strange, different camera, different stuff. Yeah, I'm using my phone, which I did not want to do, but it looks like my camera that I normally use is busted right now. I'll actually probably put a picture of it right here because it is screwed, so I have to go send that in. The episodes from now on are going to be a little bit different, mostly just until I can get my camera back working. Hopefully it won't take too long because I would like to have that camera. It's not like I bought it for a reason, but anyways, the main reason why I don't record on my phone personally is because I like to use my phone in between sets for other things, and also for when I'm listening to music and stuff. I just want it to be the one thing that I'm using it for. Also, recording takes up a lot of battery, so I want to leave the gym with some level of battery power, because that does also happen a lot. Is that I remember one time I left with like 5% battery one time when I recorded a lot of my sets, so I was like, fuck me. So now I'm gonna have to set it all up, and then we'll see how the next few episodes go. But I gotta send in this camera to get warrantied, which is annoying, but it is what it is. We'll see how this entire episode goes, because this is going to be an experimental episode more than anything. More because I did not expect this to happen. So right now I have to get it all squared away, and today is just I have so much other things besides this channel to worry about stuff, and it's kind of annoying, but it is what it is. But speaking about it is what it is, today's subject matter, it's funny, today's subject matter was going to be about St. Patrick's Day. St. Patrick's Day was yesterday. I have the ability to talk about it. There is a whole bunch of stuff that happened about it, and I could talk about it. I might, but I don't know yet. I just want to rant a little bit about the fact that when you need technology, of course it fucking fails you. So that's just super fucking annoying. So now I'm like, oh my god. So now I have to deal with that entire thing. I'm hoping that it doesn't cost too much to have to replace it, because I will be fucking pissed if it is. Because that camera is not cheap. So hopefully I can get this resolved within the next week. So this next week of videos is going to be a little weird. So okay, to go back, because I was going to talk about it, but now that I've gotten used to the setup now, I can discuss this. I want to talk about St. Patrick's Day. So yesterday was St. Patrick's Day. Two reasons I remembered it is because one, it's on my calendar board, so I remember, oh hey, it's St. Patrick's Day, one. But two, also I went to a area near me and it was full of people, dressed in green, and then I was like, oh yeah, it's St. Patrick's Day. And there was also an Irish bar there, so it makes sense. But St. Patrick's Day, for me personally, it's a whatever thing. I'm not super into it. I am not Irish, nor do I have any Irish descendants, nor do I have any even Irish friends, really. Well, that's a lie. I have a half Irish friend. Shout out James if you ever watch this. But besides him, yeah, no, there's no real like Irish person in my life that will make me celebrate that holiday at all. One, and two, it's a localized holiday, aka I feel like I'm not in the group that would celebrate such a thing. For example, another one of those is Cinco de Mayo. Even though I am Hispanic, I'm not Mexican, so I don't celebrate Cinco de Mayo, but I know it is a thing. And I also understand that along with St. Patrick's Day, those two holidays are hey, we like to drink alcohol, so celebrate those days randomly, which I have no ill will against alcohol drinkers. It's just I don't drink alcohol, so it kind of gets lost on me. But I will say this, during the voiceover, I will give a funny story of a friend during one of the St. Patrick's Day celebrations that we did go to, because that was a very memorable story, but I'll tell you that on the inside. But for now, I wanted to say, yeah, St. Patrick's Day, I used to celebrate when it was back in high school or just in general school, just because I did not want to be the guy that got pinched. I hated that. I was not going to be the asshole that was going to get it. I remember one year I had forgot it, but I had underwear that happened to have green on it, and I had to show my boxers to everybody, which was, ridiculous if you think about it. Probably not good as well, but also, you're a kid, you don't know what the fuck you're doing. So that was the only time. Yeah, yesterday, did I wear green? No, it didn't happen to happen, so I just didn't do it. But I will say this, I decided to wear green today for this sweater. Was it because of St. Patrick's Day? Was there an influence subconsciously? Probably, yeah, honestly. But at the same time, this was the next sweater up, so I was like, all right, fuck it, I'm just gonna wear it. But anyways, not too much of a celebrator of it. I won't bag on anybody that does, though. Shout out to the OSW review podcast, Wrestling Podcast, which is one of the podcasts that I listen to all the time, and it got me through a lot of 2021. I just marathoned all their stuff. Would highly recommend it. Even if you're not a wrestling fan, they do a lot of outside wrestling stuff as well. Even the wrestling stuff that they do enough of a good job where you can you don't have to know exactly everything that they're talking about, but to get some of the jokes. But shout out to those guys, because they're Irish, and they're the only people that I think of when I think of Irish stuff. So, but with that being said, I will see you on the inside. Alright, first we start the day off with dips. This is the one of the two that I would say has the most scuffed of camera angles. You can literally only see the bottom half of me and the occasional chin shot, so I do apologize for that one. This was me getting used to having this camera again working, or just using my phone as a camera, which it took a while to get used to again. So I do apologize for this one, and there's gonna be one more, but I'll mention that when that one comes up because it is relatively obvious. Here you can see I've gotten a little bit better here, so that's nice. But anyway, so I thought I'd take this time to talk about a St. Patrick's Day hangout that I truly remember very vividly because it was a very particular St. Patrick's Day. So it was a St. Patrick's Day that happened on a Tuesday at a bar that doesn't exist anymore, and I remember we were like, who's gonna go to a club on a Tuesday? And yes, that song, the Club on a Tuesday song, had already come out, so that was being played multiple times that night. As you would imagine, the first time it was funny, the second and third time kind of sucked. So yeah, that was the fun part about that night. But anyways, I remember this night particularly because I had a friend. It was 4 friends of ours. It was me and my other friend who go out a lot. I don't want to say his name. And then my other 2 friends who never go out at all. But because it was on a Tuesday, we're like, fuck it, let's go out. So we went out to the bar. And the reason why I'm saying this story is because my one friend who goes out a lot, I'm not going to say his name for just privacy reasons. You know who you are because you remember this story. My other 2 friends would remember this story as well. The night was memorable because 1, it was on a Tuesday, so it was St. Patrick's Day on a Tuesday, 1. But 2 as well, my friend was trying to hit on this girl for the entire night and just pretended to be a veterinarian the entire night. So he started making up so many things about being a veterinarian to this lady, and he just kept going and going and going. And the funny part was that I think he convinced himself that he was a veterinarian enough to convince her that he was a veterinarian. I remember her too because she looked like the lady that Kanye West dated. I'm forgetting her name right now, but the one that had really, really short hair. And then she dated a bunch of other famous people. She became famous from dating him, if I remember correctly. She might have been a stripper or something beforehand, but that doesn't matter. But the thing is, yeah, that story I'll never forget because of the fact that he actually convinced this girl that he was a veterinarian, and it was hilarious. Just that. Did he get far with her? No, I think he got her number, but that was about it. So that was that when that happened. That was just a funny little story. I'll never forget that. That was amazing. That and celebrating on a Tuesday is strange. I think that was like the craziest day to go out ever. I don't think I've ever gone out on any other day. Even Wednesdays are a weird day to go out, but the Wednesday before Thanksgiving is always a good day to go out since everybody's, about to have the next day off. So that's the only Wednesday that makes sense. Random Tuesday go outs were very weird. Monday kind of made sense. Thursday, it kind of also made sense. Some people, would have Fridays off depending on a holiday and whatnot. But and then obviously the weekend and stuff. But that is what it is. Another aspect about St. Patrick's Day that I want to talk about a little bit, because this came up in that story as well, which is something that I could kind of go off of because of it's St. Patrick's Day, so the association with green is there, and that is green beer. I think it's very weird that they always dye color beer for that day. Not only is it usually just like Bud Light that they end up making colored green, it's usually a shit beer that they make green. But to go off of that, the idea of coloring foods threw me off. I do not like the overly colored foods anymore. I used to when I was a kid. I wasn't like too worried about it when I was younger, but nowadays, like if something is like off color or like super vibrant blue or red or anything like that, I'm kind of hesitant to eat it anymore. I think I know too much about what goes in these food colorings / just generally what the artificialness of the said thing is gonna be. So that's why I'm like, I don't know if I want to do this.
You know what I mean? I don't know if I want to eat this. I think one of the more recent incidents, I'll say, I don't want to be too graphic on this one because it does involve some graphicness of it, but I remember eating a cupcake with black frosting, and what came out of me was shaded black, and I freaked out a little bit until I realized, oh yeah, I ate that, so it makes sense why it would be black. So yeah, that was ever since then I'm like, okay, time to avoid very colored foods, time to avoid artificially colored foods, because my god, that is not right at all. Like that is a scary sight to say the least. Also, if it's like red and it comes out red and you're like, what the hell did I eat? Do I feel okay? You know what I mean? You gotta start asking yourself a million questions, but then, you know, it's not the same, obviously. But with that being said, that's just a little funny side story, because St. Patrick's Day always has green themed colored things, so it just reminds me of something like that. And I always try to avoid those types of things generally, but that's just St. Patrick's Day. A shout out to Jameson and ginger ale being my favorite drink when I would go out. Just wanted to say that. It's been forever since I had one. I don't think I'll ever have one again, but still, shout out. Also, this was the other scuffed camera angle. As you can see, it's just my legs, and you can see part of the motion happening. Really, really, really bad camera angle, but at the same time, it doesn't last for too much longer. But yeah, but
insert Irish quote here. And we're back. Hello and welcome to the workout debriefing. Exercises not filmed, none. Exercises skipped. Low row because 1, I was tired and I need to get the hell out of there, and 2, I'm tired and I needed to get the hell out of there. That, and also 3, the machine last time I did it pissed me off a lot with the 5 pound hitting the side, so I'm gonna have to figure that entire thing out, aka probably get one of those like loading, I need to get one of those loading pins for that machine, so I'll buy one of those, so then that way I can load the 5er on there safely. But anyways, we'll see about that though, because right now my camera is the most important part of what I need to do. To go back a little bit on the subject matter at hand, St. Patrick's Day. St. Patrick's Day is a day in which a lot of people, specifically Irish people, but other people of Irish descendants, celebrate the day of St. Patrick, who did something. I think he drove the snakes away, but I could also be remembering an episode of The Simpsons instead of the actual St. Patrick. So, sorry, Irish people. I have nothing but respect for the Irish people because they seem like party people, so I can agree on that. As a Hispanic man, I can say we share that same commonality. I don't like Guinness, but then again, I don't think I've ever had a true real Guinness. So I've never been to Ireland, so you know there's a big difference there. But anyways, I respect it. I respect their culture. They're very nice people for the most part. Most Irish people I've met are very nice. But besides that, the holiday itself, not for me anymore. I'm not a drinker anymore. I don't go out anymore. I don't do anything like that anymore. So this holiday is not really that pertinent to me to celebrate per se. Will I wear green if I happen to wear green on that day? Yeah, sure, why not? Will I go out of my way to go wear green? No, not really. I don't really care. But at the same time, it does happen occasionally. Yesterday was not one of those days. But at the same time, you know, if it's one of those holidays you go all out and celebrate, good for you. I'm not going to shit on people who celebrate holidays because holidays are important to some. You know what I mean? I love Christmas. Christmas is super important to me, so I'm not going to say no, but there are some people out there who hate Christmas or don't celebrate it or whatever. They're Jewish. So it all just depends. But overall, I would say it's up there in the I don't necessarily celebrate it, but I'll acknowledge that it is that day type of holiday. Another one is Cinco de Mayo. I'll be like, oh hey, it's the 5th of May. But I like Cinco de Mayo only in that, not the Hispanicness of it, but the fact that it's in May, because the beginning of May always is a very like, it's that preamble to summer. Personally, I love the summer, so that's why I'm like excited. So like the weather's starting to get like hot-ish, like a lot. The weather's starting to stabilize a little bit more than like right now, because right now it fucking sucks because it's cold today. Last week I was wearing a sweater. I was wearing a shirt coming out of the gym, but today I have to wear a jacket and shit because it's that cold. It sucks when it's shit like this, but once it starts stabilizing, it's just like, oh sweet. But the actual celebration of like Mexico's independence, I don't care. Will I make an episode about Cinco de Mayo? Maybe, if I have nothing else to talk about. But that'll be for me in about 20 to 40 episodes from now. I think it's like 20 episodes from now. So that will be that decision. If not, we'll probably mention it briefly. Or if I even go to the gym that day. Who knows? Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it. I apologize for the scuffness of this episode, plus the future few episodes until I get my camera fixed. I apologize. I will probably apologize every single episode until I get the camera working again. But with that being said, thank you very much for watching. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe. Please tell me a story about a time that you celebrated St. Patrick's Day and that you remember that's very vivid, and or just a funny anecdote about St. Patrick's Day that you may or may not remember, or some funny story. I like hearing stories. So please let me know in the comments below. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Stay safe out there. Peace.